Hey there. Today I'm out here on the porch, uh, getting ready to do some seed up for germination. Anyways, I had a feller out west send me some persimmons, the entire fruit. I harvested seed out of that fruit, and what I'm going to do today is I'm going to set these up. There's a total of 23 of them. I'm going to set these up for germination. I got a little baggie right here, it's already marked, and I have some moist sphagnum peat moss. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and put some of these in a bag. I know a lot of people like to do it a little bit differently. I see one guy, he just threw sphagnum peat moss in there and dumped the seeds in there with it. Me personally, I like to make sure the seeds have their own little space. Do it up in layers. I'm going to keep right on going with this. Now, I germinated some persimmons last year, and everything went well as far as the germination process. I have one I planted out there earlier in the spring. It was about 4 inches tall when I planted it. I put a tree tube around it, and already it's at the top of the tree tube, which, by the way, the tree tube is pretty good size. It's a 5-foot tree tube. So, I mean, the tree is pretty good size. It really took off. And just about got all these in here. Only takes a minute. You want to make sure you clean all the pulp off them so they don't mold. There. Now, I have my little baggie here. Push all the air out. A little bit later on, I'll grab a toothpick and I'll perforate that bag so it have airflow in there. Now, another one I'm going to try to do some germination with is some acorns that I collected off of a hybrid acorn or oak tree I have out back. It's called a bodacious burr. I bought it out of Michigan. Now, granted, these probably more than likely are not going to do what the parent tree does as far as growth rate and everything, but just to give you an idea, that's about as big around as my thumb. Those are some nice big acorns, and they're all over that tree back there. I imagine the deer are going to have their way. I'm doing both of these now. Stratifying these seeds, they're the same way. They need a time and a code. I got a refrigerator set up downstairs, a little apartment refrigerator, and they just need time to stratify with that code. I'm imagining last year when I did my research on persimmons, it said 80 days. But you know what? In 80 days, they weren't ready. I had to leave them in there longer. These acorns right here, I did last year. White oaks usually germinate pretty quick, but these right here from last year that I did, it took them as long as it took the chestnuts to do anything, and I only got 2 of them started, so kind of optimistic of how this is going to work out. These aren't for me, they're for a family member that I'll be getting with next spring. I'll take them over to him, provided they get a good start on them, but we'll see. There's probably about 31, 32 acorns here that he's planning on taking them down into Kentucky and planting them. So hopefully we can get this to work out for him. I've been fairly lucky with chestnuts as far as getting chestnuts to germinate. I've germinated quite a few chestnuts over the last 4 years. This year I'm not germinating a bunch of chestnuts. I have a small bag with the La Roca chestnuts in it. I was really intrigued at how well the La Roca grew, so it prompted me, you know. Those were 3-4-year-old trees, and they had chestnuts in them. That's quick productivity out of the chestnuts. But get these last 2 in here. Now, the process on germinating hard seed like this, you're looking at 120 days. It'll be around February when I get them out, about the same time for the persimmons. I got some in pawpaws down there, a couple bags of them, and this is just one of the hobbies that I enjoy doing. And there you have it. Now all I gotta do is take them downstairs. I'll take a toothpick, perforate all through the bag, all over the bag before I stick them in the cold process, which and I try to keep the temperature on my refrigerator between 35, 40 degrees. Having a hard time this year keeping it regulated, but that's okay. Anyways, got a couple bags there ready to go. Got some other projects I'm going to be doing later on today, and just something I wanted to share with you that I enjoy doing. My name's Jim. If you like what you see, subscribe, and have a good day.